The problem of evil is often seen as the final nail in Christianity's coffin. Given such suffering in the world, surely no one can believe in a good God, can they? Well, actually many people have come to faith precisely because of the existence of evil. C.S. Lewis is one of them.
Wow, who are my influences? C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia films? They were great. First two are killer. I hope he writes another one.
Here's how he put it in Mere Christianity. My argument against God was that the universe seems so cruel and unjust. But how had I got this idea of just and unjust? A man doesn't call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. What was I comparing this universe with when I called it unjust? Here's the argument. If every line in the universe is crooked, well then no line is crooked. Because what is crooked when there's no such thing as straight? In the same way, if everything morally and spiritually is crooked, then nothing is crooked. Because without an ultimate good, then nothing is bad. Not ultimately. Not bad with a capital B.
John Piper is bad. I don't just do bad things, I am bad. And so are you.
But we know that there are bad things in this world, truly bad. Not just painful or grotesque or maladaptive to survival. Some things are evil. But if there's evil with a capital E, there must be good with a capital G. And that means God. In fact, for us even to have a problem of evil, here are all the things we need to have in place. We need to have a universe, and that's already pretty improbable. But not just any universe. We need a universe so ordered it contains life. Before we talk of how the cosmos has been spoiled, we need to have a cosmos. And the odds of us having a cosmos and not just a chaotic mess of rocks and radiation are incredible. Before we even get to the problem of evil, the headline story is the problem of good. How have we had it this good to get to this kind of ordered world that could go wrong?
So we need a universe, cosmic order, and we need conscious beings. How incredible to have intelligent life able to contemplate the problem of evil. We've had it so good just to be in a position to consider how bad we've got it. And then as we do that considering, we need to do it according to the straight lines that C.S. Lewis was referencing. We need ultimate values like goodness, truth, and beauty by which to judge things as bad, false, and ugly. Just to have a problem with evil, we need such goodness. We need a universe, an ordered universe, consciousness, and ultimate values like goodness, truth, beauty, and love. But how do we get those? It looks like we really need God in order just to get to the problem of evil. And that's how goodness and evil relate according to the Bible. First there is ultimate goodness, and then there is badness. This good world falls. So even as we experience fallenness, even as we cry out about suffering, we are confirming the Bible's story.
In 1820, a peasant on the island of Milos came across a lump of marble. Today we call it the Venus de Milo, and it stands in the Louvre in Paris. We know now that it was a statue of the Roman goddess Venus carved in the 2nd century BC. But think of all the conclusions its discoverer might have drawn. He might have thought, well, this is just a random block of marble. It must be, right? Can't be a statue because, look, no arms. No, it's just a lump of rock, the same as the lumps of rock from which it was dug. Or he might have thought, well, Greek goddesses are clearly armless. Or perhaps he thought, well, Greek sculptors were just incompetent. They couldn't even put arms on people. Shoddy workmanship, clearly. Or he could have thought, this is a good sculpture, and it fell. I award you no points for getting this one right.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The answer is D. The answer must be D. Really couldn't be anything other than D. Every other answer is just dumb. Answer A is particularly dumb, but that's actually the one preferred by atheists.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
When you discover something fallen, that doesn't mean there can't have been a good origin. In fact, if you discover something fallen, there must have been a good origin. This world is fallen, and that doesn't disprove a good God. It requires one.
A few years ago, I debated Andrew Copson, the chief executive of the British Humanist Association. His whole argument was that parasites disprove God. He discussed every grotesque nasty in the biological world, parasites that caused incredible suffering and pain. How do you respond? Well, my rebuttal was simply to think harder about parasites. Parasites are secondary things that come along later to twist and pervert and drain the life out of an original and life-giving good. but that perfectly reflects the Bible's story. According to the Bible, there was an original life-giving good, then something came along and spoiled it.
People spend all their time making nice things, and other people come along and break them.
The fallenness of this world does not disprove God, it requires God. And next week we'll see how this good God does not abandon us to our fall. Jesus is the God who plunges down into our pit to bring us to his paradise.
Do it!
Hi guys, thanks for watching this week's episode of Thorny Questions, the third part in our mini-series on suffering. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope it's answered some of your questions. We'll be talking a bit more about this tomorrow at our live cast at lunchtime on Facebook. You can also check it out later on YouTube. And if you're enjoying our content or if you've got any questions, we'd really appreciate you giving us a like or a subscribe, depending which platform you're using. And do send us your questions. We'd love to try and answer them if we can.